Hey noobs, Mr. Frog here. For the past several years, if not many more, deck builders have been a hot trend in the gaming scene. It can be a bit hard to set yourself apart from the other titles out there, but what better way to do so than with a fantastic feudal Japanese-inspired setting and some spicy content? Well, Half-Demon Shinobi promises just that, with its combination of compelling visual novel storytelling and strategic rogue-like deck builder gameplay. The game opens with a beautiful and surprisingly high-quality anime-style cutscene that feels like it could easily be seen in a popular seasonal anime. While the rest of the game may not have similar scenes throughout, it is a nice treat to see, and I must say, one of the more impressive openers I've ever seen for an H game. The story in the game has you play as a man living in a small village. One day while selling food at the local market, you meet a strange girl named Minari who appears completely emotionless. Feeling bad for her, you decide to let her have some food for free. On your way back home, you are then attacked by a demon who claims to be after you for your immortal bones. Thankfully though, you are saved by the strange girl from before, who reveals that her emotions were actually forcibly removed from her by an evil sorcerer in order to reincarnate a demon king. The emotions then took on the form of 3 different demons who are now on the loose. After you retreat to safety with Minari, your immortal bones begin to have a strange effect on her, leading her to demand some passionate time with you. This seemingly unlocks a hidden power within Minari, making her stronger than ever before. With her newfound powers, and having bonded closely with her, you agree to help her track down and defeat each of the demons to both restore her emotions and stop the resurrection of the Demon King. It is a decent enough story, but I would say the game has more of a gameplay focus to it overall. There are few twists, turns, or surprises here, and the character development is unfortunately a bit limited, but the game does utilize its setting well by incorporating the traditional Japanese folklore elements in an interesting way. As for the gameplay, it is fully one-hand playable, and the game is broken down into different chapter sections, with each chapter focusing on defeating a different demon. Each chapter is further broken down into different acts, with progression through them being achieved by completing several battles and random events. Each act will culminate in a mini boss fight, with the final act leading to a head-on battle with one of the boss demons. If you are able to win, then you essentially clear the run for that chapter and receive an arcade-style score and a performance rank. Depending on how well you perform, you will also receive a certain amount of XP to increase your ninja rank and unlock various perks for future runs. Your cards, health, and items will not carry over in between runs, but the bonuses you unlock from your ninja rank increases will. Combat in the game is done through turn-based card battles, where you must make careful decisions on which cards to play and in which order. Each turn, you can draw up to 6 cards and play as many as you have the resources for. Unlike some other card games that use an energy system to play cards, Half-Demon Shinobi uses a color matching system where you must try and match randomized elemental orbs to the same element as the card you would like to play. You will start your turn with 5 random orbs, and you can then lock the elements you would like to keep, and then reroll the ones that you don't. You can only reroll a certain amount of times per turn, but there are certain upgrades you can unlock that may give you more. It's a pretty neat system, but does feel a bit more luck-based than a typical energy or resource-based system. As for the cards themselves, each element will focus on a different strategy, such as thunder cards being centered around stunning and dealing high damage at the cost of damage to yourself, poison cards dealing damage over time, and stone cards that build up large shield stacks to defend and heal with. Each of the different elements has a distinct identity and playstyle of its own, and the game does a surprisingly good job at making each of them feel strong in their own way. This is due to the fact that each enemy will also have their own unique passive effects during battle, such as some taking reduced or double damage from certain enemies, some healing and shielding themselves, and many other more intricate effects. At first you will not be able to see your opponents and their passives before combat, but once you rank up and unlock the ability to do so, you will need to choose your opponents carefully and try to play to the strengths of the elemental cards that you've received. In addition to the enemy passives, you are also able to select a ninja sect before your run that will provide different bonus stats and effects. Each sect will focus on 2 of the different elements, which unfortunately does limit your options a bit and forces you to focus on one of the 2 elements for your chosen sect. The other major downside to the card system is that your active card pool is limited to only 6 cards for all but the final sect. This means that every turn, you will draw the exact same cards, making it very easy to force a strong build since you can repeatedly play the same combo over and over again. It also makes it hard to try and mix two elements together, as you will usually do much better just focusing solely on one. Overall though, I had a pretty fun time trying out all the different elements and figuring out which ones worked best for each sect, chapter, or enemy. The immortal sect you unlock towards the end of the game also fixes many of these issues and gives you a lot more flexibility to come up with creative and fun deck builds for your future runs. The game offers plenty of challenges for those looking for something more difficult as well, with the inclusion of both a hard mode and a random challenge mode to really put your skills to the test with. If your main interest is just getting through the main story and viewing the various scenes throughout, then I think you shouldn't have too much trouble either, and even if you do lose in combat, the game offers the ability to resume your run with weakened enemies so you can make it easily on your way to the real content of this game, the H content. The H scenes in Half-Demon Shinobi primarily come in the form of animated CGs that are unlocked as you progress throughout the story. After each battle, Minari will build up cultivation points, and once you get enough, you are able to perform a cultivation ritual, which will not only enhance your sect skills and stats, but also reward you with a selectable H scene. Some scenes are unlocked through the story, while others are obtained by meeting certain criteria, such as obtaining a specific item. The scenes have a good amount of variety to them, with many of the item-related scenes being quite unique and creative. Most of the scenes center around Minari, but there are scenes you can unlock with many of the other characters as well if you are interested. I also do want to mention that the game does contain a few scenes upon defeat, but these are the minority in the game and are entirely optional, with the game giving you the ability to skip these scenes if you wish. The majority of scenes in the game will be viewed upon cultivation, in between combat, or through visual novel storytelling segments throughout each chapter. The scenes are fantastically illustrated and animated with voice acting, and should offer a little bit of something for most tastes. Altogether, Half-Demon Shinobi stands out as another great game for anyone interested in traditional Japanese folklore or turn-based card battler gameplay. The story is admittedly a bit of a mixed bag, with not too much in the way of in-depth character development or twists and turns, but does a good enough job in providing an interesting setting for its characters and H content. The gameplay has a few minor issues as well, with its rather easy to abuse small active card pool, but offers plenty of room to strategize and create intricate builds with its fantastic sect system and card design. It also strikes a good balance in allowing more casual players to see the content they are interested to see without struggle, while also providing engaging and difficult content for those looking for a challenge. There's a lot of replayability to this one as well, due to its rogue-lite nature, so it should keep you busy for a decent amount of time if you are looking for something to sink your teeth into. It's a pretty great game that even I, as someone who is not the biggest fan of card battlers, was able to easily enjoy, so I highly recommend checking this one out for anyone interested. With that being said, Mr. Frog awards this game a strong Mr. Frog sip. Have you played this game? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you'd like to see more H-game news and reviews, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to check out the Mr. Frog stream over on Twitch. Later, noobs!